This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello and welcome to Six Figure Dog Business on PetLifeRadio.com. Now, this is the show where we help you start or grow your pet-related business to a healthy six-figure per year or more income. Today on the show, I'm going to be talking about how to craft your program. I've done lots of episodes similar to this, but I still notice that people are struggling, and I came up with 4 things that you've got to put in. I've talked a lot in the past about like how to, but here I'm going to tell you the 4 things that have to go in. It's a different show, different take. If you can't do it after this, give me a call. I can help you, but you need these 4 things in your program if you're going to have a program that you can sell millions of dollars worth of your dog training stuff. So stick with me. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about what has to go inside your program.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dinovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dinovite.
Dinovite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Dogosuds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Dogosud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Dogosuds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dinovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
All right, we're back. And today we are talking about what are the things that have to go inside your dog training program. Now, this is specific today to dog training. And so if you've got a grooming business, if you've got a pet sitting business, a dog walking business, I don't want you to tune out because there's lots of things that could be very valuable to you. But the reality is in dog training, now I know we get some horse trainers that listen to this, so same thing. But in dog training, we're looking for a transformative experience. When people are hiring dog walking or pet sitting, it's more of a transactional experience. Dog grooming, it's more of a transactional experience. It's something I need done that I can't, I don't have time to do it myself, so I'm going to have you do it. And so, and I know there's plenty of expertise involved in it, but yeah, it's something that people are hiring out because they probably don't have the time to do it or don't want to do it or for whatever reason. Whereas with dog training, there is that skill-based area where they're looking for some sort of transformation. They're looking to overcome a problem. And so what I'm going to talk about today is somewhat unique to that because it changes the ballgame. It changes what's happening when you're trying to solve a problem rather than just offer a service that they could do if they had the time. Again, that's not to belittle any sort of other service business because I know that there's a ton of expertise in what you do, not only in the craft of what you do, but also in how you do it, in your customer service and your sales and all that stuff. So it's not a belittling. It's just the reality is these are different industries. These are different businesses, different service offerings. But having said that, there's still plenty that you can get from this because there is some transformational elements that go into dog walking, pet sitting, grooming, veterinary offices, things like that. But like I say, primarily I'm going to be talking to dog trainers today. So there's 4 things that you have to get inside your program that you have to if you're going to have some success. So number 1 is the core transformation mechanism. So the core transformation mechanism is what is the main thing that's going to create the transformation. And notice that I keep using the word transformation. Now, my program is called Transform Your Dog in 60 Days. I'm not saying you have to call your program something transformational. But at the end of the day, they're looking for transformation. Would you agree? I mean, they're looking for my dog is here behavior-wise. I want my dog to be there behavior-wise. We're looking to transform this dog. We're looking to evolve this dog. Or actually, evolution is probably not the right word, but you know what I mean. They're looking for some sort of transformation. So in your program, there's going to be several things that feed the transformation. But what is the transformational, what is that platform? What is that vehicle that does that? Now, in dog training, it could be a variety of things, but more than likely, we're going to be talking about a couple different things here. We're going to be talking about either private sessions where they're working one-on-one with you or semi-private sessions where you're working on a few of them. And so it's, the transformation is occurring as you're training them to train their dogs. Or the transformation might occur in like a board and train, where the dog comes and stays with you. And so that's another mechanism where it might occur. Some people might be getting some transformational stuff through group sessions. Now, more often than not, this is why I recommend against group sessions as far as the core transformation. And I know everybody's different. Everyone's got different skill sets. For me, it is not easy to get core transformation through a group class, where there's 8, 10, 12 dog owners or 5 dog owners or something like that. It's not easy. It's not very feasible for me to do that. And so maybe that's me projecting. Maybe there's some of you dog trainers that are just fantastic at that, and you can get 6 people in a room and you can transform them through group classes. But in any case, I know that's not the case for a lot of dog trainers. A lot of dog trainers offer group classes, but they will admit that, hey, people are not transformed after the end. They're better, but they're not transformed. And again, we're looking for transformational change, because if not, you're very much a commodity that they can go purchase anywhere. They can go buy group classes from PetSmart, for crying out loud, or Petco, or their local veterinary office or something like that. You're trying to offer something different, something transformational that's worth above and beyond $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 or more. So again, that's kind of why I tend to shy away from group classes. But if you can offer transformation through group classes, maybe that's your vehicle. But like I say, oftentimes there is a core platform on which they are going to receive the training and or help or whatever in order to see the transformation. Now, again, that should not be the end of the program. And frankly, that's what almost everybody sells. Almost every dog trainer. So if you can understand what I'm doing in this episode, what I'm trying to get across, you can immediately start setting yourself apart from the industry, because almost what everybody sells is just that transformational piece. And they're not even looking at it as transformational. They're saying, let me sell you 4 sessions and we'll get as much done in 4 sessions as we can. Instead of saying, here's what every dog should look like when they're done with my training, and here's what it's going to take to get there. Do you catch the difference between let me sell you sessions, or let me sell you weeks of a board and train, or let me sell you 6 group sessions or whatever, versus here's what's going to be done by the time that we're done, and here is a core transformational piece that's going to get us there. Hopefully you notice what the difference is there, because it's massive and it's subtle at the same time. It takes a lot of folks that I work with a long time to really start to internalize what this concept means. It took me years to really get this concept down, and it's such a simple concept once you get it, and so powerful. But like I say, stop thinking you're selling sessions. Envision, create the perfect result, and how many sessions will it take to get there? How many weeks will it take to get there in the board and train? Not, I want to sell you 2 or 3 weeks. Not, I want to sell you 4 or 7 sessions. But here's the result I want to sell you. And the way that I train is going to take this amount of time, this amount of sessions, or this amount of weeks to get there. Big difference, guys. So anyways, what is the core transformational component? That's what we're going to talk a lot about when we're trying to sell this to somebody. But again, if that's all that you're selling, they can go get that elsewhere. And if that's all that you're selling, you're doing your clients a disservice, because while that's good, I have no doubt that your core transformational components are good. In most cases, some people really suck at being a dog trainer. But while I have no doubt that what you're selling is a good thing, very rarely does it, is it what it takes. So let me give you an example. I'm in the middle of trying to lose weight. I've done this a number of times, but I've got this big goal coming up, this big thing that I need to lose weight for. And so I'm super motivated, more than I ever have been. And so I hired a personal trainer. Is that all I need? No, it's not all I need. By any means. I'm going to this guy. In fact, I'm actually sitting outside of his office right now recording this podcast, because I just got done with a workout. I go to him 3 times a week. He's got this nice big studio. He works me out, kicks my butt. But is that all I need in order to lose the 40 pounds that I want to lose over the next few months? Nope. I need a diet change. All right. So I start working with a nutritionist. But is that all I need? No. I found out, my hormones are a little bit out of balance. So I need someone to help me with my hormones. Is that all I need? No. I found out that I'm working out 3 times a week with this guy, but I really want to burn some more calories and really gain some more strength. So I got a gym membership, and I'm going to another gym on top of it. So what I'm saying is, for me to have my transformation, which for me is 40, 50 pounds over the next little bit, and to feel better and to look better and to, be healthier and all these things, do I just need to go work out? No. Do your clients just need to come to 4 sessions or 7 sessions or 3 weeks of board and train to have transformation? No, you're doing them a disservice if that's all you're offering. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a one-stop shop. In fact, you shouldn't be a one-stop shop, I believe, in most cases, because when you try to do everything for everybody, you run into problems. But your niche should be behavior-wise. I can provide everything that we need behavior-wise to get you there. So anyways, if all you're offering is that core transformation, that component of the sessions or whatever, you're not getting him there. My workout guy, he's great, but he doesn't have everything that I need, so I've got to go other places to get my transformation. So what are the other things that need to come in it? In addition to core transformation, I've found that one way that allows you to serve your customer and to bulk up the program so that it has a higher value, both real and perceived, is to provide supplemental study. So what is supplemental study? It could be a variety of things. So we've got our core transformation where you're taking them through a process, or you're taking the dog through a process that you have proved works time and time again. So we're taking them through that process. Boom, 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 boom. We're doing this on week 1 and this on week 2 and such and such. But that's not the only way that people learn. People learn through supplemental study by watching videos, by reading things, by listening to things, by attending things, which I guess would be listening and watching. But people learn in different ways. And so how are we helping them in between sessions? How are we helping them while the dog is gone at board and train? How are we helping them in between group classes? So what are supplemental study things? Because do they need a fundamental shift in how they think about their dog and how they think about the relationship? I think so. Almost every dog owner needs that. Now, do you want to sit there and try to explain to every dog owner how to have a fundamental shift when it's the same for every dog owner? Why not turn that into some supplemental study? Maybe that's a book that you find fantastic and you can buy and you can include in the program. Maybe it's a book that you should be writing. And by the way, you should be writing a book. Why wouldn't you? The only reason you wouldn't write a book is because you hate money. Stop hating money. But is it some supplemental videos? Is it, hey, before we even start, I need you to watch this 20-minute video about safety, when you're training your dog and how to have the proper footwear. You're trying to explain to everybody over and over how to have the proper footwear and the proper leash handling and the proper this and the proper that, when you could just get it to them in a video or something like that. Or you really want to shift how they think about their dog and their relationship with their dog. Why not a 5-part podcast series or something where you can say, look, I really need you to listen to these in between sessions or whatever, so that they're getting this supplemental stuff that is supplementing the core transformation that you're doing. Because the core transformation that you're doing is going to follow a pattern, but at the same time, it's also there's a lot of things that are customized for them. And so there's things that are customized for that individual dog. Well, what isn't? Mindset isn't. Tools aren't. How you handle the tools, how you maintain the tools, how you maintain your mindset. Those are things that are the same for everybody. So could you provide those in supplemental materials? The answer is yes, you could. So not only can you do that, but it serves your client better and it allows you to bulk up the training program such that you can now make more money with it. All right, so number 1, you got a core transformational piece. Number 2, supplemental study that helps you get there. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you the other 2 things that have to be in a program if you're going to be able to sell a ton of it. So stick right with me. I'm going to be right back.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your 4-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
All right, I'm back. And I'm talking about the 4 main components that have to go in any sort of dog training program in order to sell a ton of it, in order to sell millions of dollars of it. I know that sounds like a crazy clickbait headline. It kind of is. But I've been in a position where we sell hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and millions of dollars a year. And so I found over the years, because it's taken me a long time to get here, I'm hoping to make a shortcut for some people. It's taken me a long time to figure out some of these things. And hopefully in a year or 2 from now, I'll be like, shoot, maybe I was kind of wrong on some of that. And let's do some more. Let's figure out some more stuff. We're always evolving, right? But I found that these 4 components will absolutely kill it for creating like the absolute perfect program. And let me take a step back here. Nearly every dog trainer I've witnessed is struggling here. Almost every single one. Even ones that are making good money could be doing so much better if they had the perfect program in their back pocket. Because every time that I'm on, and this is what's kind of inspiring me, because I see this question come up on Facebook groups over and over and over. And that question is, hey, I'm new. How much should I be charging? Or, hey, I'm in this area. How much should I be charging? Or, I offer private sessions. How much do you charge per lesson? And over and over and over, people are saying, I charge $70 an hour. I charge $40 an hour. I charge $125 an hour. I charge this, which is the wrong answer every time. It's just wrong. That style of pricing is dead. I mean, I probably shouldn't be pushing so hard for people to change, because when I compete against that, it makes it so much easier for me to sell when you're $125 an hour and I'm not charging by the hour. It makes it so much easier for me to sell my program against you. When you're $30 an hour and I'm not charging by the hour, it makes it so much easier for me to sell my program against you. So like I say, you need a program that has multiple facets to it. I don't know if facets are the right word there. Multiple whatevers to it. Because if you can put those things in, you will compete against other dog trainers so much better, and you will serve your clients so much better. Because so many of you are just selling that session. And I know that because on every single Facebook post, you've got dozens of dog trainers saying, this is how much I charge per hour. They're selling their hours. They're not selling results. Now, at the end of the day, they did X amount of hours and they got X amount of results, but they were selling their hours and they happened to get results. Stop that. Start selling the results. And it happens to take hours to get there. Hopefully that makes sense. So we've talked about the first two things. You need your core transformational component, and that's either private sessions, board and train, maybe group sessions. And what you need to do is figure out how much of that does it take us to get to our result. And if you say, well, I don't know, it's a different result for every person. Stop thinking that way, because you know, and I know, that you have an ultimate goal of how you want every dog to be. You know that when you sell your cheap little programs, that you're not thrilled to the bone with how dogs turn out when they're done. So forget all that crap and start selling what you want to sell. You want the dog to do this, 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 and this. And you know that with 80 to 90% of dogs, it will take this amount of private training, board and train, group session, whatever. You know that it will take this amount to get there. And if you don't know that, keep training for longer, because you're doing something, you're too new in the industry. If you've been in this industry for a while and you know what you can do in a certain amount of time, start selling that instead of continuing to sell what people think they want, which is X amount of sessions or whatever, because that's the only way that they're able to buy it. So you've got your core transformational component. You've got the supplemental study. The third thing that you need to sell is the tools required to get there. This bothers me. Maybe it bothers me. I don't know. But this kind of drives me a little bit nuts when I hear people say, like, and again, like, I get these topics off of Facebook groups all the time. People say, hey, should I include the leash and the long line in the cost? Yes, of course you should. They need that to have success. They're coming to you for a solution and you're saying, yeah, I can give you the expertise, but I'm too freaking lazy to buy a long line to give to you. What the heck? Get them the stuff that they need. Get it for them. Include it in it. I mean, how crazy is that they're coming to you an expert and then you're sending them an Amazon link to go buy stuff that they need. Now, obviously there's a limit here. So for example, like, I don't think most dog trainers should be expected to store stock crates. I mean, some do actually. And actually, if you want to, I think that's great. But the fact of the matter is most people we work with already have a crate. It's already working. I mean, maybe there's other stuff, but frankly, do you need a clicker for the training? Include the clicker. Do you use an e-collar? Include it. Don't try to trick them by putting down this lower price and then saying, I gotcha, $200 extra for the e-collar. Oh, and 25 extra for the prong. Oh, and it's 15 extra for the long line. Oh, and you also need another 15 for the treat pouch. Oh, and it's gonna, forget that. Include it. They're coming to you for the expertise. Give them all the expertise of which are the best tools and give it to them. And include it in the cost, and don't shy away from that, and explain to them that, and learn how to sell so that it's included and so that you can sell at that higher ticket amount. I did that for years where it's not bait and switch, but it's about as close to bait and switch as you can get, where you're like, our price is this, and then like asterisk, and then at the bottom, it's like, you will also need $300 worth of crap. And so the people are like, wait a minute. And I used to have some people. Now, most people are like, either polite or they get it. They get it. They're like, oh, yeah, I guess I probably do need to buy extra stuff. Or they're polite. They're like, I really like this guy. I wish he wouldn't have whatever. I'm going to keep using him, but wish he wouldn't have dumped this on me at the last second that you got to buy $300 worth of stuff. Again, people are coming to you as the expert. Give them the tools that they need. Now, again, there is a limit. Like, hey, you might want to offer 6 weeks of treats, maybe. I probably wouldn't, because at the end of the day, their dog's going to need a different type of treat than the next dog, and it would be silly to expect that you could, stock 40 different types of treats or 40 different types of toys because this dog is motivated by that toy. But there's core stuff that you use with every darn dog. Keep it and give it to them and include it in the price, and stop screwing around with the borderline bait and switch. Okay, so 3 things so far, and we got one more thing. Your core transformational component, your supplemental study. What are the other things that you need to put in there that help them, whether it's during, before, after the training? What are the tools they need? Give it to them. And the 4th thing is a degree of continuity. And so what I mean by continuity is ongoing. Now, some people charge for continuity, some people include it, but what is the ongoing help? Because if you're a good dog trainer, you can create transformation using your transformational platform, supplemental study, and tools. You can create transformation in 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, depending on what your version of transformation is and how you train and whatnot. You can create that transformation in 1 to 3 months is my guess, right? Or 2 weeks to 3 months, I don't know, whatever. You can create that transformation. And if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you also know that after the fact, dogs are going to slip. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves. I've been on dog training boards where they say, no, once I train the dogs, they're good for life. And I'm like, you are a liar, because that's not how behavior works. You don't train the dog and it's good for life. So what are the resources that you offer on the tail end to make sure that for the life of the dog, or at least for a fixed period of time? Because I know some people are worried about committing to life because they're like, well, I don't know, my husband's in the military. What if we have to move and I have to move the business? I don't want to promise for life. Okay, I get that. Or, well, I don't want to promise for life because maybe, I want to do something else with my life at a certain point. That's okay. You can be a dog trainer for 5 years and then go be something else. That's cool. It's not a bad thing. So I get it. You might not want to promise for life, but at least a fixed period of time. Getting the dog trained, we've done our transformation. Now, what do you offer long term? Now, long-term can come included in that transformational cost. That's what we do. We offer, most of our programs have lifetime group sessions. And there's a way to do group sessions lifetime that costs you nothing. That's a podcast for another day. There's a way to do it that doesn't cost you a darn thing. But what are things that you can do such that somebody says, okay, I get it. I trust you. I like you. I've seen your results. But what about the long term? What are things that you can do to help them? Is it monthly group sessions or weekly group sessions? Is it a teleclass? Is it a webinar? Is it some sort of training buddy? There's accountability. Are you the accountability buddy for them? Is there some sort of, they get something in the mail every quarter that I don't know. Use your imagination, because it all depends on how you do things and how you want to get those results. But are you in the business of helping somebody out for the next month? Or are you in the business of creating transformation that sticks? And if you're in the business of creating transformation that sticks, what is the mechanism that you're using? And don't say, well, I train them really good so they can do that for life. That's not how people work. What is the mechanism that you're using such that they have the ability to either maintain long-term or at least find resources and help when they need it? And I'm not saying it has to be included. It might be an extra fee. Maybe you do your transformational thing, and then there's an upsell that says, hey, every year you can be part of our Bow Wow Club. And the Bow Wow Club is we do this, and we do this, and we do this, and it's $197 a year, or it's $15 a month. I don't know. That's for you to figure out. It doesn't have to be included. It could be included, whatever. But this is how I prefer including it, because now people are committed to the transformation and they have access long-term. Whether or not they use it long-term is up to them. We encourage them heavily, but whether or not they use it is up to them. And then I'm not trying to, collect money long-term, the small-time money on like a monthly thing or an annual thing. We get all the money up front type thing. And so in any case, what are you doing continuity-wise? What are you doing long-term-wise to make sure that their training can fit? Because if you're not, are you serving your client? Are you serving those dogs? The answer is yes, but not as well as you should, because you provided them a partial solution. Because you know that the way that people are, you included, on other things, maybe not in dogs, but maybe in automobiles, or maybe in weight loss and health, or maybe in whatever, you know that for you to create a transformation in your life, it's not a set it and forget it. It's not a, here's a bunch of information over the next week, month or two, and we love you and have a good life. You know that's not how people work. You know that's not how dogs work. You know they need additional help. And if you're not providing it in some way, you're only giving them a partial solution. So those are the 4 things that create a killer program. Core transformational component that is designed to get you to a result. Supplemental study that helps them along the way. Tools that allow for this transformation to occur, and continuity that makes that transformation stick long term. Do you have those 4 things? And I sometimes find that people do, but they're not even marketing it. They're like, well, yeah, of course I do this, this, and this, but I'm really still selling the 4 sessions. Well, that's a dumb thing to do. Don't do that. Sell the entire transformational component, and now you've got something that's worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 or more, and nobody's even asking how much you charge per session because you sold them an entire transformation. If you can include those 4 components and really understand this concept, you can make a whole heck of a lot more money, which is great, but you can also make a ton of people more happy, get way more referrals, lower your acquisition costs because you're getting way more referrals from people that are happy because their lives are transformed, rather than, we had a great time 4 years ago for a month with our dog trainer. You're transforming their lives, you're transforming their dogs' lives, and you're making your mark in a way better way if you can include these 4 things into your programs. So make sure that you're listening to all of these episodes. Head over to PetLifeRadio.com, click on 6-Figure Dog Business. After you've listened to all of mine, which are fantastic, listen to the other ones because there's some amazing shows on Pet Life Radio. And then reach out to me, TyTheDogGuy.com. See the resources that I've got that can help you with growing your business. Hire us to consult with you so you can give us money and we'll make you more money, all that good stuff. So click over PetLifeRadio.com, TyTheDogGuy.com. Great talking to you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.